It's going to be a tough video to make. I've tried to make this video about 3 times, and every time it seems like it's more confusing than the last. So I'm going to try to be as clear as I possibly can about the minor modes. So our bass scale, the scale we're working with is called the minor melodic ascending. So it's just like a major scale, but it's got the flat 3. Okay? And from this scale, there are 4 very usable modes. And the first one is just, the minor melodic ascending in root position. And you can use this with a minor 6 chord or a minor major 7th chord. Simple enough. The next scale we'll look at is on a dominant 7th chord. This would be F dominant 7th. And once again, the same scale will work. But if we start on the F and play the same exact notes, we get what's called the Lydian dominant scale. That's what makes it Lydian, and that's what makes it dominant, right? Because like an F major scale is like this. So we've taken our 4th and sharped it, and we've taken our 7th and flatted it, all right? But notice it's the same scale as C minor melodic ascending. It's just a mode of that scale. And rather than name it by a particular mode, we're just going to call it the Lydian dominant scale. Okay. Now, the next scale is, it's a very similar chord, A minor 7th with a flat 5. Okay? And using the same notes again, starting on A this time, we get what we call the Locrian sharp 2 scale. Okay, now Locrian, if you'll recall from my major modes videos, Locrian scale is easy to find. You just go up a half step. If you're doing A minor 7th, go up a half step to B flat, play that major scale. B flat major. Oh, sorry. But starting on an A, that's Locrian mode. So Locrian sharp 2 is where you take the 2nd degree of the scale and move it up a half a step, like this. That way, if you're playing a minor 7 flat 5, and you put the 9th on it, which is a nice interval to put there, nice tension, extension. It's the 9th, okay? You can put the flat 9 there too, but the regular 9, I think, is a little bit more, it's less dissonant because, flat 9 has got that, regular 9 is that. So. But look at this Locrian sharp 2 scale. It's the same notes again as C minor melodic ascending. Okay, now the next scale, one you might not think about right off the top of your head, is B dominant 7th. And this scale is called the altered scale. It's called altered because instead of a 2nd, it's got a flat 2, or we can call it a flat 9. It's also got the sharp 9. It's got the 3rd. It's got a sharp 11th or a flat 5. It's got a flat 6 or a flat 13, and it's got the 7. Okay, once again, it's the same scale. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is show how these scales are used in context. So, for instance, if you're playing a song in C minor, say it's Solar by Miles Davis. Oh, sorry. so right there, I ended up back in the key of C minor, and I used this rootless voicing of flat 3, 5, 6, and 9. Okay, so it's a C minor 6 chord with a 9, and that scale fits it perfectly. Okay, the next place I used was a F dominant 7th, and I'm going to use that same scale this time as a Lydian dominant scale. So I'm going to play a little blues in C. And notice when I go to my 4 chord, I'm playing the same chord as I did back here. When I go to my F7 chord, I'm playing the same chord as I did when I played C minor 6-9. So now it's F dominant 7th, and of course, you know, this is the same chord and this is the same scale, so it's easy to get this in your head, don't you think? Okay, now I'm going to use the scale. Here it is again. I could use it in C too, though I haven't gone over this particular scale. All right, it's a good scale to use in the blues because you keep flatting the 5. You know, that's the Lydian part of it. Well, you could say sharping the 4. Either way, it's the same note. So for C, see, that's Lydian dominant, right? Because you sharp the 4, flat the 7. But here it is in F, and this is the one we've been talking about. Okay, now we're going to use this scale as the Locrian sharp 2, okay? Let me think now, what would be a good song to use this on here? Can anybody think of a song that's got A minor 7 flat 5 in it? Ever seen my collection of Jamie Aebersold books? I got a lot of them. They're fun to play through. All right, so we'll see if we can find a standard here. I think I've thought of one. Alone Together. There it is. A minor 7 flat 5. Okay, so we're playing this tune, Alone Together. Now there's an E minor 7 flat 5. And you know, I like to put that regular 9 in there, not the flat 9. So, you know, I could use Locrian sharp 2 on that scale. Right. But we want to find it on that A minor 7th, because that's what we've been talking about, using that. So we have to get down to the bridge, I think. All right, so right here. All right, so we're starting on A, and here's the scale. All right, and then I'm going to play through the progression here on D7 flat 9. I'll use a diminished scale, and on G minor, I'm going to use the minor melodic ascending for G there. But on A minor, I'm using C minor melodic ascending. And starting on A, we have to call it the Locrian sharp 2. All right, so coming out of the first part. All right, A minor now. That's it. So I just used it a little bit there, and then went into the diminished scale here for D, and then G minor. All right, to do the same thing here. But A minor 7, flat 5. Especially, if you have a 9th and 11th in there, the scale will fit it perfectly. All right, now let's look at our last case now. So I've got to find a B altered somewhere. I think I'll just demonstrate this as a 2-5-1. Suppose I'm doing F minor 7th, flat 5, and then I get to a B. And you know, I want to use a nice flat 9, maybe a sharp 9, and a flat 13 there. And then I can go to E major, or I could go to E minor, it doesn't matter. But this is the chord in question right here, B altered, okay? And notice, I can play every one of these chords with this rootless voicing, okay? I'll play a B, and that's my rootless voicing, okay? F sharp first. Let me demonstrate that again. Now, don't pay any attention to that. That's just bullshit there, okay? All right, I'm gonna do it again here. See? I skipped over the F, but B altered. Okay. I'm going to give you a few demonstrations on how to practice this scale and the modes. So we start with minor melodic ascending and play C. Play F. No, that's wrong. Now suppose you want to practice the Lydian dominant, okay? Again, it's the same kind of voicing here. Right? When we get to F, we'll have that one, or this one. They're inversions of each other. Okay, so C Lydian dominant. Put the metronome on. My metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that was our C minor scale, minor melodic ascending. All right, but you got to learn these in all 12 keys. And I would start with the minor melodic ascending in all keys. Here's another way you can do it. If you don't know all the rootless voicings, just play C minor 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Practice Lydian dominant. We'll start here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's work on the minor 7 flat 5. I'll do these in root position. Here's a good one to demonstrate. A B minor Locrian mode is C. But if you sharp the 2, you get this. And you see that's D minor melodic ascending coming from the 3rd, so. Altered scale, so we'll start on C. This one's kind of easy to think about. just go up a half step and play minor melodic ascending. So D flat minor melodic ascending. Okay? And there's the altered scale right there, half step below that. So here we go. I'm sure I could do this with the altered voicings as well, like this. Put the altered scale with all of those. So let's try that. No, that's not right. So forth and so on. So I hope you've enjoyed this rather extensive video about the minor modes. And if you have questions or comments, be interested in hearing, and maybe you have some different insight into these scales and would like to share that with our jazz community. Okay, thanks folks. I'll see you on the next go-round.